Larping, a term spawned from losers playing with medieval weaponry, has now evolved into one of the most used terms on the internet. Go into any comment section from Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, anything, and you will see the word used, you will see its power, and you will see him. This is a character from Jujutsu Kaisen that has been dubbed Jane Juliet. If you're looking at him and thinking, oh, I don't want to get spoiled on JJK, I'm not caught up, I'm not this, I'm not that, it doesn't matter. In this video, there will be no spoilers for any anime. Because today, we don't even know the spoilers. We're just LARPing. Now, as I mentioned earlier, LARPing started not as a little funny online term, but as a sport. Live-action role-playing. As you guessed it, it's a role-playing game that is basically just Dungeons and Dragons, or D&D. Live-action. You go, you dress up, you have characters just like D&D, you have dungeon masters called game masters, just like D&D. You have killing and death in dragons and dungeons, just like D&D. It's basically just D&D in real life. Now these vary a lot in scale from like what I would consider LARPing, which would be like kids playing with lightsabers just in like their backyard, which I think definitely counts, right? But it also goes up to like thousands of people events in many different ways, like the medieval ones where we have like actual thousands of people to take over a whole town for them, or those like kind of little bit weird Civil War ones that rub you the wrong way, I bet, that like, well, why do you want to be a Confederate soldier? Those are LARPing too, so isn't that great?
Quick little editor's note. I can almost understand the appeal of the strange Civil War ones after seeing this absolutely tragic scene that's unfolding in front of us. A part of me would love to be in such a beautiful story as we're watching now. But yeah, back to the video.
I didn't really want to go any deeper than that because it's not actually important to what we're talking about. But I did think it was important just to mention the roots of LARPing. But now we can sort of get more into the modern day stuff. What is LARPing evolved into? What is the monster it's become?
Now, if you're like me, the first time you heard the term LARPing, you thought, this is just being a poser. Or if you're more chronically online, you thought to yourself, wait, this is just being a tourist. Or if you're a die-hard military man, fed up with the rise of military reservists, you thought to yourself, this is just being a weekend warrior.
Or if you're a 19th century God-fearing man in Tonkin, angry at the rise of people who practice your faith just for some food, you thought to yourself, wait, this is just being a rice Christian. Or if you're an 18th century London man sick of the new-gen pretty boys and their extravagant styles, stealing everything from the Italians, you thought to yourself, this is just being a macaroni.
Okay, what I'm trying to get at with all those examples is that this term has always existed in one form or another. Terms to sort of gatekeep or exclude people from groups, or just kind of make fun of people. They've always existed, of course. And while some of these seem a little more specific than our modern day counterpart of LARPing, which at this point can feel like it can be used for anything, I'd argue that's just because the internet makes us misuse every single term like insanely to absurd amounts. You could really go out and use any of these terms in the same exact way as LARPing and it would work if someone understood what you're talking about. The more modern terms, aka the ones that came out like after the 18th century, have pretty much all been used very loosely. A big example is poser. Poser has really spread from its starting in the smaller like 90s skater community. And I would say, even though it hasn't become like an everyday use term for most people, it's spread far and wide and beyond what it originally started with. People who have never skated or talking about nothing that has to do with skating are using it. Like I've heard people use poser to describe those kind of goth women on the internet that make videos basically just showing their titties for those kind of guys. And that one makes a lot more sense. It's like one goth subculture protecting itself through the use of the term from the evildoers. But I've also heard it used to describe people who put Metal Gear Rising GIFs in the Discord group chat. when they've never played the game. Or just make Metal Gear Rising references in general, which, to be fair, I'm guilty of. How could you not? How could you not? Look at these bangers. Right in, crank my heart. Right in, crank my heart. And more on each of those terms earlier, they were all real. I did not make any of those up. Those are all real things that happened. I'm gonna put this ancient Reddit post from my big research about 3 months ago on the screen now. Showing the original one that I found while writing the script, I couldn't find again. Sorry, this is gonna be some bullshit. But this one's from the Stardust Crusaders, the JoJo's subreddit, people talking about how they hate using the term LARPers, and they compare it to when the higher level chuds were just using the term tourist to try and exclude people from a community for basically no reason.
We're gonna go over each of them now, so I'm gonna try and speedrun them. Weekend Warrior. This came about during the post-World War II era as the 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year slogan became a big recruiting term for the US National Guard and military reserves, allowing people to sort of be in the military, but still hold on to their full-time jobs and their lives. The term Weekend Warrior came out of this as a term used by the real soldier boys to make fun of these half-in-it semi-army men. Rice Christian was a term that came about in the 17th century, with its first known appearance being in the writings of William Vivier. That's probably how you say that. A famous explorer and pirate in one of his famous writings. He was abroad in Tonkin, which is modern-day Vietnam. He said, albums of rice have converted more than their preachings, when he was talking about the French priests that were invading the country. That was the origin of the term, but its first real use of the actual word Rice Christians was by John Henry Gross. That's a good name. Using it to describe people in India who have converted to Christianity for material gain or just, rice food. People who are doing it just to survive and not starve.
Pathetic, I know.
And finally, a macaroni, one of my favorites. The term came from young, rich British men going to tour all of Europe, mainly Italy, and coming back with a taste for macaroni, which at the time was a very fancy, exotic dish. Some would say it still is. And these men would come back with, in the most exaggerated cases, big wigs, crazy clothes.
Wild attitudes, big rigs, off-road racing. These were some of the earliest LARPers I could find, not just LARPing shows made for children, but whole cultures. So now that we know the different forms LARPing has taken throughout history, let's get down and dirty with the question that started this whole video. What is truly the appeal of LARPing? Well, after some quick Google searches, I've come to the conclusion that it generally gives you a chance for sustained roleplay. After Googling the right thing, I've come to the conclusion that people just want to be loved. The Google AI says to me, to gain social acceptance, boost low self-esteem, or to fit in a group they perceive as cool. Which, yeah, that tracks. But the question kind of still remains, why don't you just become a fan? Just get into the fandom if you want to be accepted by the fandom. Why don't you just watch the show, or if it's like skating or whatever, why don't you just skate?
Make it look easy.
And for something like skating, I can get it just a little bit more, because as a certified XXL richer myself, it hurts sometimes, So I can get it if you're someone who's afraid to feel pain, if you're not if you don't punch metal for fun. But it's hard to really rationalize in my head for me LARPing in the most common way, because it's media, and all of media is free. It is at this point, if we're being serious. Or it's like $5 a month, and you can watch the show in a month and be done. But if we're being honest, everyone pirates everything. Your maiden is for this. Everyone pirates everything, and everything is free. So why not just watch the show? Well, the real question here, while everything is free, in the big 2026, is our time free? Do these LARPers have the time to watch through the hundreds of episodes, or even worse with the modern day TikTok brain attention span subway surfers? Do they even have the brain to read 300 chapters of manga? In the modern day, I really do believe that the shows you watch is a choice. You can't watch everything. The shows that I love that are currently coming out, I can barely even keep up with those nowadays, between school and that and this YouTube channel and epically ribbon. But even the dirtiest, stinkiest, downright disgusting show watchers I know, just the best in NA show watchers going crazy at all times, they can't even keep up anymore, They're watching all their shows that are coming out. They have even more shows. I know dudes that will finish a show in a week or two, like a entire multiple season anime in a week or two, and they still haven't seen Code Geass. Brothers will watch anything. Brothers will watch I Turned Into a Shirt and Had to Be Worn by Quentin Haney for 8 years, and they won't watch Code Geass because there's too many shows, because it's too enticing to watch I Got Turned Into a Janitor's Poop Bucket. And that's my big point here, is no matter how much you love anime or comics or whatever you're LARPing, no matter how big, no matter how greedy you are, you can't watch everything. There's gonna be something that you will have to not fit in with, or something that you'll have to LARP.
Because I want to fit in.
And this is my new era, my final form, my LARPing sympathizer arc. I know the last section was all, I can't understand LARPing. I don't understand these dirty little sexy little LARPers. But I can understand it, because my brothers, I've been there. I've been guilty of the death penalty level crime of LARPing before. I would say my most downright dirty, egregious, disgusting LARP has got to be Berserk. Okay, don't get me wrong, I've read a good amount of Berserk. I will get any online discourse or any online meme because I know those guys are LARPing too. I know all those meme accounts have only seen up to right after the eclipse. I've read the first 5 of the big fucking massive book series that is soon will go through the bottom floor of my dorm and crash and kill the person under me. I have read the first 5 of those. But there's 10 more, there's 14 in total, and most of them I'm just straight LARPing. You know, I think I've read enough to go ahead and say that I'm allowed to have the sad guts profile picture, but I'm gonna be honest, I ain't got no fucking clue who that is. I'll admit it, okay? I have no clue who that is! What I've read is low-key 1/3 of the story, and I love it, but if someone told me they read 1/3 of JoJo's, I'd kind of look at them funny. What do you mean you love the story, but you've only read, whatever, 3 parts of the 9 of JoJo's, or watched 3 parts? That'd be a little weird, you know? And speaking of LARPing, something you haven't watched or read all of it, one time I was hooping in my boy's neighborhood, and I saw a guy with a brand of sacrifice, you know, tattoo right here, or right here, I'm not sure I'm a LARPer, but I went up to him and I was like, hey man, I love Berserk, or something like that. I was like, nice tattoo, you know? And I was like, have you read the manga? And he was like, no, but I've seen the show. And I was like, whew. And obviously I'm a nice, cordial guy. So I didn't want to be like, blah, 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 blah. I didn't want to be like a Berserk elitist when I have probably only read up to 1 book past what the show shows. But it just made me think a little bit. I was like, damn. And this wasn't one of those guys either who has 1,000 tattoos, so none of them matter or mean anything. This was he maybe had this in a sleeve. So I was like, damn, this is pretty important to you to put on your neck when you don't even know what's actually happened in the story. What if Berserk turned weird? Or weirder than it already is? You don't know that. Maybe in the 14th book it turns on to full author fetish porn, you know what I mean? More than it already is. And yeah, I'm a nice guy. I was just like, oh, that's so cool. You should read the manga, the story's peak. You know, we started talking about it a little bit and we just went on with our days. You know, and we kept flying his shit.
No. Oh my goodness, Valentine!
And Berserk is an interesting case because it's not for example, with me with JoJo's, I love it, favorite piece of media ever. I love JoJo so much. It's been so much of my life and personality throughout the years and my style. Look at this, no JoJo's character could ever have a fit as fire as this. I haven't actually read all of it. I haven't read part 7, 8, or 9. And I've only ever watched the animes on the first 6. And that's just because, for me, JoJo's has always felt close, it's coming soon. I watched up to part 5 in 7th grade, and then part 6 was coming. It came to me freshman year of high school, I want to say, or something. So that was fine. I could do waiting a few years. And now I'm a freshman in college, and part 7 just is coming out, or it better be at least. But as part 7 is coming out, I'm thinking, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm reading part 8 because I can't wait another 4 years. I don't want to be like, today's actually my birthday, so I'm 19. I don't want to be like 23 watching part 8 and then 27 watching part 9. And by then, Araki will have sadly died. Berserk isn't something like that though, where it's coming out soon and I can at least string on hope. Berserk's not coming out. We all have to all accept that. All of us extreme Berserk fans have to accept that it's never getting an anime adaptation, at least anytime soon, or a good one, or a good movie. All this stuff is very mid. The manga is the best thing you can read, and it's the only thing you're gonna be able to read and watch for a long time. And as I've been thinking more and more about that, I've thought like, honestly, the reason I haven't read more than 5 books of Berserk is because I'm kind of happy where I'm at. The story after the eclipse obviously doesn't get a straight conclusion, but I got spoilers. My boy has read all 14 books. Those were my books that were gonna crash through and kill the man under me. That was my goat Noah's. If you've seen Rough Terrain or any of my other videos, the guy with long hair that's been best friend forever. It's his books. And so I've gotten some spoilers. Like, I know the story isn't having a good conclusion right now, or like any conclusion. The author has passed away and passed it on to his best friend, I believe. And while that's dope, that's cool, I just can't see the story having a good conclusion. I don't know how you go 10 more books than what I've read. Because right now, what I've read is almost a conclusive story. It's a tragic story, it doesn't have a good ending, but it's a conclusive story after the eclipse. No spoilers. That's all you guys get, is that it's a conclusive story. I'm not gonna spoil you. So what I've really come to with all of this is that if that guy's okay with having the bread of sacrifice, when he's only seen up to that point in the story after the eclipse, whatever, that's really okay. And I know that's a crazy conclusion to come to, is that, shocker, people have free will, but they do. If people want to LARP, for me, in my opinion, that's really okay. Any LARPing-based incidents for me have spawned from my friend group just kind of nerd-mogging me. I'm a fake cell, okay? There's a lot of shows that they've watched and they discuss all the time that I haven't, and I just kind of pretend. Because I don't plan on watching a lot of them, they don't really interest me. But I know everything, I know every spoiler. I've been asked all the would you rather stupid shit about human instrumentality. But I'm probably not gonna finish Evangelion anytime soon because I've been watching it for about 3 months. And it's a 24 episode anime. It just doesn't interest me, okay? So if we're in a group discussion, whether it's my friends or random people I meet at the cosplay club, and I know just enough about the anime, I might just LARP. I might get a little down and dirty with it and get to LARPing, because at the end of the day, I am only human. And like my goat, Google AI said, LARPing just shows the human desire to fit in. And maybe, just maybe, people don't want to watch all 589 episodes of your mid-anime. Thank you guys for 100 subscribers too. Now I'm back in focus, but thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. My videos have been getting a lot more views. That's a loose term to say when it goes from like 20 to 60. But videos are getting a lot more views recently than they used to. Back when I would like spend 3 months making the best video ever when I was 14 years old, I go back and watch them, I'm like, oh my god. But, and they would get like 5 views. And now they're getting like 100 views, which is a lot better, and I've been getting more people, and I've been getting people in my college. Anyone who's still watching this, that's from my college, thank you so much. I don't have any fucking patrons to scroll down a list, which I feel like is what I should be doing right now, so I think I'll just have videos next to me. But yeah, thank you all very much. Anyone who watches, subscribes or anything, I love you. Go watch my other videos. Yeah, I'm gonna keep making whatever I want, whenever I want. By that I mean I'm gonna at least try and do a video every 2 weeks to a month, at most a month. I'm gonna make more skating videos over the summer. More video essays like this, I really enjoy it, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye bye.